The year is 1846. The air above the American plains is wide and open, stretching endlessly beneath a pale blue sky. If you listen carefully, you can almost hear the slow creak of wooden wagon wheels turning over dry grass, the gentle clop of oxen hooves pressing into earth that has never known a road. The journey west has begun. A group of families, hopeful and determined, travel together toward California. They are farmers, craftsmen, mothers, fathers, children. They carry with them furniture, blankets, tools, flour, rifles, and quiet dreams of fertile land beneath a warm western sun. They believe they are heading toward opportunity. They believe they have time. At first, the trail is not frightening. It is long, yes. Dusty, yes. But manageable. The days pass in rhythm. Wake with the sunrise. Yoke the oxen. Cook simple meals. Walk beside the wagons. Camp under vast stars. There is laughter in the evenings. There are whispered plans for orchards and new homes. But as summer deepens, a decision is made. A shortcut is proposed. A new route, said to be faster. A path that promises to shave weeks from the journey. It is known as Hastings Cutoff. It has not been widely tested. Maps are incomplete. Distance is uncertain. But the idea of arriving early in California, of beating winter to the mountains, is tempting. And so they turn. The land begins to change. The easy plains give way to harsh-souled flats. The sun reflects blindingly from white earth. Water becomes scarce. Oxen grow thin. Wheels crack. Progress slows. What was meant to save time begins to steal it. Days stretch longer. Supplies shrink. Tempers quietly fray, though most arguments remain soft, tired murmurs. The children grow quieter. The adults look west more often now, measuring distance against the lowering angle of the sun. By the time they reconnect with the main trail, precious weeks have been lost. Autumn approaches. The mountains rise ahead, the Sierra Nevada standing tall and silent against the horizon. Their peaks are already dusted with early snow. From a distance, they look peaceful, beautiful, almost gentle beneath golden evening light. But mountains do not hurry for travelers. As the wagon train climbs higher, the air cools. Pine forests thicken. The path narrows. Wagons strain upward. Progress becomes slow and exhausting. Each turn reveals another ridge, another climb. And then, one morning, snow begins to fall. At first, it is light, almost delicate. A quiet drifting from a gray sky. Children reach out to catch flakes on their sleeves. Adults reassure one another. It is only an early storm. It will pass. But it does not pass. The snowfall thickens. The sky remains heavy. Days blur into white silence. The trail disappears beneath layers of powder. Wheels no longer turn. Oxen stumble and collapse. The travelers attempt to push forward, but the snow deepens beyond movement. Wagons are abandoned where they stand. Cabins are hastily constructed from logs. Tents reinforced. Supplies counted again and again. They are trapped. Winter closes incompletely. Now, imagine the sound. There is no city noise. No distant engine. Only wind threading through tall pines. Only the soft shift of snow sliding from branches. Only the occasional crack of ice forming at the edge of a frozen lake. Inside the cabins, lantern light flickers against wooden walls. Breath hangs visible in the cold air. Blankets are layered. Rations carefully divided. At first, there is still hope. Rescue will come. Someone will notice their absence. Snow will melt. But the storms continue. Food grows scarce. Oxen are slaughtered for meat. Hides are boiled. Bones crushed. every calorie measured. Hunger becomes constant, a dull ache beneath the ribs. The snow outside rises higher than doorways. Tunnels are carved to move between shelters. The world shrinks to white and wood and silence. Some decide to attempt escape on foot. A small group fashions crude snowshoes and prepares to cross the mountain peaks in search of help. It is a desperate plan. The distance is immense, the terrain unknown, but staying guarantees slow starvation. They leave in the gray dawn, figures disappearing into swirling snow. Days pass. Those remaining wait. Inside the cabins, illness spreads. Malnutrition weakens immune systems. Children grow thin. Conversations fade into whispers. People sleep longer, conserving energy. The lake nearby freezes solid. And then comes the part of the story history remembers most darkly. When food is completely gone, when leather has been boiled and tree bark stripped, when bones yield nothing more, survival demands unthinkable choices. It is important to speak of this gently. Cannibalism did occur, not as violence, not as madness, but as a final, grim decision made in the cold logic of survival. The dead became sustenance for the living. Tears were shed, prayers whispered. Humanity strained, but not entirely lost. Winter is long in the Sierra Nevada. Storm after storm blankets the camps. The outside world feels impossibly distant. Some attempt escape again. A few succeed in reaching settlements after unimaginable suffering, bringing word of the trapped immigrants. Rescue parties are organized, but reaching the camp is difficult. Snow is deep, weather unpredictable. Each rescue effort risks becoming another tragedy. When the first rescuers finally arrive months later, they find hollow-eyed survivors emerging slowly from dark cabins. The living are skeletal, the dead carefully arranged. Of the 87 members who entered the mountains, 48 survive. When spring finally arrives, the snow begins to melt. The lake surface cracks. Pine branches drip steadily in sunlight. What was once a white prison softens into muddy earth. The mountains remain. Silent, indifferent, beautiful, the story of the Donner Party becomes legend, a warning whispered. Along wagon trails, for years afterward, do not rush, do not gamble against winter, respect the mountains. And yet, if we step away from the horror and sit quietly with the human truth of it, what remains is not only tragedy. It is vulnerability. It is the fragile line between confidence and miscalculation, between hope and hubris, between preparation and chance. The families who set out were not foolish monsters. They were ordinary people chasing opportunity. They misjudged distance. They trusted uncertain information. They underestimated winter. History often feels loud and dramatic. Battles, kings, explosions. But this story is mostly quiet. It is the creak of frozen timber, the hush of falling snow, the slow breath of someone conserving warmth beneath shared blankets. If you imagine standing there now, in the softened light of late winter, you might see smoke curling from a cabin chimney. You might hear wind brushing across the lake. You might feel the immense stillness of mountains that have witnessed countless human stories, each brief against their stone. Eventually, the survivors descend from the mountains. They carry scars, invisible and visible. Some rarely speak of what happened. Others defend their choices. Newspapers sensationalize. Rumors grow. But winter ends, and life, as it stubbornly does, continues. As you rest now, let the snow fall more gently in your imagination. Let it become softer, less cruel. Just flakes drifting through a quiet forest. Let the lantern light glow warmly inside a wooden cabin, no longer desperate, just calm. The mountains remain where they have always stood, and the wind, tonight, is only a whisper. Slow your breathing. Picture the pale moon above snow-covered pines. Picture stillness. and allow the long winter of 1846 to fade softly into sleep.